Okay, so we're already on prep video number 7. We are going to put 4 more page kits together. And I figured it takes me about, I'd say 15 to 25 minutes per page kit. Again, depending whether I'm watching some TV or if I find if it's totally silent, like if I'm not watching TV and I'm just putting a page kit together, it's probably closest to 15 minutes. And if I'm watching a TV show, then it takes me closer to 25 minutes. But I kind of do this when, I do it first thing in the morning sometimes just to kind of get the mojo going and, like get into colors. And as I'm doing this, I'm thinking of pages that I could be making. Like regular pages, not using this page kit, because I think about the page that I'm going to be doing with this page kit until I think of an idea, of a picture or something. And then as soon as I have the idea, then my mind can just wander and do other stuff. So then I start thinking of other pages that I could be making, because I'm working on my circle class right now. And I'm thinking of, oh, did you see that? Oh, it's one of those little markers, and you have to push down on the nib to let some liquid go through and some ink, and it just whoosh, made a big mess. But I just cleaned it up, and because I want to change one of the letters into an A or something. Anyway, while I'm doing this, if it's first thing in the morning and I don't know, my coffee hasn't quite kicked in yet and I'm trying to think of what I can do next, the one thing that I like to do is put page kits together, and it sort of gets my mojo going, like I do this, like here I did 4 pages. It was about 45 minutes, and then I was able to put that away. And then I was able to work on my class. So I really like that as an inspiration, because you're playing with colors, you're thinking of different ideas. So it really helps the mojo going. So if there's ever a time that you want a scrapbook, but you just can't think of what you want to do, you don't know the pictures, just start doing this process, with your pattern papers and stuff, and put together some page kits, and before you know it, your mojo will be back. I find it really it is inspirational to get going with these colors. And ever since I started doing these page kits, as you can tell, there's quite a few of them that I have written down exactly what pictures that I want to do with these page kits. Like here, you can tell the word that I put is walk, because in the last 2 weeks I started walking again. A couple years ago, I was on the treadmill daily, and I was on the treadmill close to an hour every day. I did that for close to 10 months, and I'm an all or nothing kind of person. So I did that for close to 10 months. I was doing it every day, and then summer hit, and about July-ish, I did all of July, and this was in our old house. It was so hot, I just could not do it anymore. And where we lived before, the road is very, we don't live that far, but now where we live at a cross street. So the cross street, we're right at the corner, it's not as fast, the traffic there. So we actually walk outside. But at the old house, we would have had to drive somewhere to go for a walk, because I did for years, and just so many people are getting hit by cars, because it's a narrow road, and it's 80 kilometers an hour, but very few are going 80 kilometers an hour. It's more like 90, 95. So it's almost like a highway, so it can get kind of dangerous. But anyway, I started walking again, so I want to document maybe the first week. I want to write down, how many minutes a day that I walked. And so what I'm doing is during the day, I go on the treadmill for about an hour. And then when my husband comes home, we go for a walk at night, and it's about 40 minutes. So I do almost 2 hours a day. So I want to document that. I want to put that in my scrapbook that, I'm walking. So, but now we're on to the next page. And the first page was all greens. And now we're on to aquas and turquoise or teals. And I really like that when I do page kits like this, the color of my pages really vary because I'm conscientious as I'm putting these page kits together. Okay, I just did a pink page. I don't want to pull some pink papers again from that stack. Let's try another color. Let's pick some red papers or some green papers or some aqua or teals. And I find that the variety in my pages is a whole lot more. And the second thing I notice is I use a whole lot more pattern papers as my background. But if I pick my page kit as I'm doing a page, my tendency is to go with white cardstock as the background, or a neutral like a craft, or something, a gray or something like that. So I do like when I put page kits together that it really makes me sort of out of my comfort zone and put some pattern papers as my background. Now, does that mean that for the next 3 months that is the only thing that I'm going to scrapbook is whatever is in those page kits? Absolutely not. If one day I get up and I look at all my page kits and nothing inspires me, and I feel like, if something popped into my head, I would love to do a page about this, and I don't find that there's any pattern papers that really go with that, I'll just go in my stash and grab, some papers, because that's what I'm in the mood for. But I find a lot of times I don't know what I want to scrapbook, so I just grab the first page kit that is there and I go with it. I just start cutting up the photos, cutting up the pattern papers, and use the embellishments that are in the kit. And a lot of time it makes me do different things that I might not do on another, if I specifically plan and pick the embellishments for a specific page. If I just go with what I have, I just start putting stuff into, embellishment clusters, or if they're squares, I might, make a square around my photos with the little squares. So it makes me do different things that I might not necessarily do if I was picking embellishments for a specific page. As you saw for this page kit, I must have come up with an idea that I want to do for pictures, because I've already written down my title, and a lot of times that's happens as I'm putting these page kits together, is I'm pulling stuff out, and I was on that sticker sheet, and there was the pool like 4, 5, 6, and I'm like, hey, I haven't scrapbooked the pictures of Mason at his swimming lessons. I haven't scrapped any of his pictures that I've taken, so I really need to get that scrapped. And I knew that's what I wanted to do with this page, because I had those stickers. It's not as if when I put the massive kit together that I was like, oh, I need to put those stickers in there because I want to do Mason swimming. No, at that point I was going more for color. Everything that kind of matched with the papers that I had chosen, and that went really well. So, but as I was picking embellishments for this page, that's when the idea came about, and now I have all the embellishments all pulled. I just need to print those pictures, and I can get Mason's swimming lessons pictures scrapped. So one thing that I did start, that I mentioned in another video, I thought of it, probably 15, 20 pages in after starting putting page kits together, is, hey, number them in the order that you put them together. And then as you're putting these pages together with pictures, then you can say, okay, this is P1 for prep paged one, and it was in prep video number 5 or 4, because the first few videos was just picking out papers and embellishments. So you'll be seeing that a little later into the videos. Is I have the idea of doing that, so I go back and I write down on little labels, and I write down from 1 to 36, and then as I'm putting them in the big envelopes, or not envelopes, baggies, I'm putting the number on. Now I've had a few questions. Where do I get my baggies? I've had those for years and years and years, and I'm not even the one that ordered them. It was my friend. She ordered like a big box. She's a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and she ordered a big box, and I think I ordered from her, I bought 300 or something, and I just keep using them over and over again. So once I am done with these page kits, I don't chuck the baggie away. I just fold it up and I put it in my drawer, and then next time I'm doing page kits, I use them again. The only time I do end up throwing them out is eventually, after many page kits that I put together, they end up getting a hole in them or something like that, and then usually if there's only one, I'll tape it with a washi tape. But if it starts getting really ratty, then I just chuck it out. But I have heard that at the dollar store, you can go and get excuse me, baggies, and if you get them 13 by 15, or as long as I wouldn't go exactly 12-inch, because then it's too tight. So 13 by 15 or something like that, then your 12 by 12s will fit in there, and then you can make your page kits. So I would look at the grocery store and that kind of place. But I believe someone did tell me that they did have some at the dollar store. But back to this layout. As I was putting this together, there was a giant 3 there, and then that little poodle. I thought that would pretend to be a 0 with the poodle. I don't know why that came into my mind. But my oldest daughter just turned 30 at the beginning of September, and this was probably around the time that I put these page kits together. And I was like, hey, I took some pictures at her, for her birthday, so I can do a layout about her turning 30, which she's really excited about. Yeah, not really. But I still, want to document it. So I'm going to put down Jessica turning 30 on this page kit, and then I'm going to put that together eventually. Now, my only thing is that a lot of these page kits that I put together is all pictures that I haven't developed yet. So I need to get my act together and go get some more pictures developed. Probably I won't do as many as I did last time. Last time I think I did about 600 pictures or something like that. It was quite a bit. This time I'll probably just do, maybe 200, and then I'll have some new pictures to scrap. So this is going to be the last page kit, and it's a combination of aqua and dark navy, which I love those two colors together. And so a lot of the enamel dots that I had put with this page kit are all cut up and into some page kits. So I'm starting to go through my regular stash and grabbing some enamel dots, which I know in those other page kits I probably won't use up the whole row of enamel dots, but then I'll have a place where I'm going to put them, like a little container that I'll put them in, so that when I get to these layouts that are a little short on enamel dots, I'll make sure to look into that container first and then use it with this page kit. As you can tell, I must have been, at some point, I don't want to use my EK Success powder tool, and then I'll just stick everything onto some wax paper. a little bit of caution about the wax paper. Let's say it's 6 months to 7 months or 8 months before I actually put this page kit together. All those stickers will be stuck onto the wax paper. I won't be able to pull them off. But what I do is I just cut around and then pull a little bit on it and it comes off, and then I just add my own adhesive and then put it on. But it doesn't bother me so much. It's just after a while I'm kind of overusing the EK Success powder tool, so I go back and forth. I use the powder tool and then I use some wax paper. I kind of mix it up. So now I ended up adding a couple of enamel dots, some in some more teal color, and then the other one more some aqua color. So usually there's not a lot of navy embellishments in kits, in collections. So I'm going through everything and trying to find as many navy embellishments as possible. I love navy on a page. It just makes it pop. I know it's close to black, you know, but I just love that color. So whenever I can use it, I certainly do. And I look at this cut apart sheet and I find a few things that I can use with this page. So I'm going to cut them off right away and put them with the page kit. And I believe that's going to be the end of this page kit putting together. So if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. And if you're enjoying these videos, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, and we will talk to you on Monday. Thanks for watching. Bye.